friends, thank you for joining us. Since traditional recycling has a lot of inefficiencies and honestly shady past, today we'll be looking at alternative ways to cook up waste plastics. Because the idea of recycling is très bon. I mean, it's like leftovers. Yeah, and who doesn't love leftovers? They're just so... Exactly. Let's get started. First, we have to get some plastic leftovers. Oh, yeah, we could get plastic from the ocean. You know, there's lots of plastic in there. It'd be like salty hydroponics. I like it. But the ocean is also really vast and really volatile. So, well, what about rivers? Like water running out of a kitchen tap into a sink, a lot of ocean plastic starts life in rivers. So, instead of taking on the ocean, let's get our ingredients by closing this tap. We could install a bubble barrier, which pumps air through perforated tubes on the riverbed and guides plastic waste to the side of the river. Oh, very exciting. To the side of the river, allowing fish and boats to pass through unimpeded and oxygenating the water. Or we could install something that picks up the waste as well, like Mr. Trash Wheel. It actually looks like this. Using floating booms, he directs garbage towards his mouth where a water wheel-powered conveyor belt takes it up to a dumpster. And then there's the interceptor, which is like a higher-tech version of Mr. Trash Wheel, that can extract 50 to 100 kilograms of garbage per day. Ooh la la, fantastique! All of these inventions are great at closing the tap and will get us a lot of ingredients. Now that we have done our plastic waste shopping, it's time to cook. Stop eating the raw ingredients. All right, keep that one. So, the first alternative, and already how we've disposed of 12% of all plastic waste, is incineration. This is kind of like throwing plastics in the oven, you know, but no, it's a very special type of oven. You should absolutely not throw plastics in your oven, just put that back. Yeah, very different ovens. Okay. So as the waste is burned, the heat can be used to create steam to turn generators, which can produce electricity. Garbage to energy, c'est magnifique, no? Well, actually, yeah, it is kind of no. The energy produced from incineration doesn't offset the energy needed to extract and process new virgin fossil fuels into shiny plastics. So more energy is used in this process than is created. Unlike traditional recycling, which has been studied and shown to use less energy than fossil fuel extraction and processing. But anyway, back to incineration. It can produce chemicals that are very dangerous to humans, like dioxins, furans, toxic metals, nitrogen and sulfur oxides, hydrogen sulfide, hydrofluoric acid, hydrochloric acid, other dangerous chlorine-containing compounds, and lots of carbon dioxide. All ingredients you do not want in your body. No, monsieur. And though there are lots of ways to filter out these materials before they reach the environment, if there's no monitoring or enforced environmental controls, companies sometimes, every once in a while, choose to not install these controls in order to save money. Money, it's like the secret ingredient to all things. But plastic companies do want to reduce the production of harmful chemical compounds, so many champion plastic repolymerization, or chemical recycling approaches, where plastics are broken down into their component parts while producing fewer pollutants. Two of these approaches are gasification and pyrolysis, which both use higher temperatures and less oxygen compared to incineration. This means they essentially tear the waste apart instead of burning it. And, neat fact, pyrolysis actually hits waste with plasma, the stuff the sun is made out of, like an overly aggressive brulee. And then there's hydrogenation and catalytic cracking, which are hydrogenation and catalytic cracking, which are more deliberate, targeting specific points on plastic's long polymer chains to break them apart. These methods can produce monomers like ethylene and polypropylene that can be used as ingredients to make new plastics. But the main product of all four of these methods are fuels, like gasoline, diesel, and butane, which means they'll soon end up as air pollution turned into greenhouse gases when combusted. And while turning plastic into fuel is for sure better than just sending it to a landfill, it isn't recycling, it's downcycling. Once the plastic is made into fuel, it cannot be recycled again. So chemical recycling is essentially like trying to make eggs, you know, fancy eggs. Use all these different techniques, try to make something complicated, and in the end, you still got scrambled eggs. And for all the hype, there's been little actual investment in these expensive technologies thanks to the low price of new fossil fuels. It's about money again, eh? Tastes a little bitter. So, to sweeten this topic a bit, some researchers are working on new ways to recycle or make recycling more efficient, like investigating the enzymes used by waxworms, bacteria, and fungi who've been observed breaking down plastics. And enzymes like catalysts speed up chemical reactions and are easier to work with than living organisms, which can be challenging. Challenging and rewarding. But until new recycling methods are sorted out, there are companies like TerraCycle, who collect and recycle almost anything you can think of, but like a 5-star restaurant, can be prohibitively expensive for individuals. But companies like this prove we can recycle a lot of different products. We have the technology. It just needs more funding and industry support. Oh, that sound means we're cooked! It's the end of our show today. So, to wrap up, lots of people are working on cool new recipes. While not perfect, if we build these tools and try following these new recipes, we'll learn how to recycle more efficiently and can then use that knowledge to create even cooler, newer recycling recipes and learn to recycle better until we arrive at solutions that can earn us a plastic recycling Michelin star. C'est bon, non?